Now I've used two washers, large washers, and the hole corresponds to the hole in the diameter of the bore of the scraper. It's also the same size as this dummy bearing. I've used the dummy bearing in there too. I was trying different things to see how well it would work, because I like to experiment. And here's where you can see that the aluminum is starting to come off, and I have to take off about 1.5 millimeters off the bottom of this deck, and it's got to be all the way across. And I have to do it without hurting the bearing race, which is right underneath this. And also I have to do it without hurting this very thinner crankcase cuttings, because if I do and I screw up the case integrity and it leaks, then it won't work. Now, what I'm trying to say is, if you want to attempt to do this, and I did it all by myself, I knew what I had to do, I just didn't know how it was going to work out. The case halves, this case half is about, I think, 170, and the other case half is more. So you're looking at $350 to $400 if you screw up these two case halves, if you want to buy new ones. So we need to take off the bottom deck. We need to get very, very close to these holes, and then we have to go and take off meat up here and on this side for the 54 millimeter in diameter thing to fit the cylinder. Here's another picture. Now what I started to do was, both of these set screws can be loosened up, and the scraper is at an angle. The scraper can be moved upwards or downwards to do the inside or closer to the outside. And also you can use more washers to lift the piece up and adjust it that way if you want to just do some fine tuning. And I managed to get the job done. See, this piece does go in and out. And it also works on the sides here too. It's a nice little tool that worked for me, but I'm not a machinist, so I'm sure that I didn't do it probably as correctly as I wished. What I wish I could do basically is afford a milling machine and do all the work myself. But that was not to be. And here's another picture of the looking straight down at the boring bit. And if you can see up here, you'll notice we have a very, very good straight, crisp line on the duct that takes the oil down to the oil pump. And as I cut more and more, the duct will begin to disappear. Now, as I'm cutting, there are going to be three problems, big problems. Now remember, we're putting in a lot bigger crank, a lot more power, and it's going to create a lot more physical problems. You can see this threaded hole is shot. It's gone through. This threaded hole will be gone through. And this one up here will be gone through. All three of these holes that you see, their integrity will be shot. So I found a way to fix that, which worked pretty good. But you cannot use them to hold the cases together because there's nothing to hold the cases together with. And here's more of the work. And I hope that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and that you can kind of get an idea of what I did. This is how I did it without having a machine shop present. You know, in America, I could probably find, I could go to NASA and have this done, but if you live in the Philippines, or if you live in some of these countries that don't have all this technology just right there on hand, that you're going to have to find a way to do it in your shop by yourself. And that's what I'm trying to point out. That's how I did it. And I'm getting close to this hole here. This one's shot. I'm getting close to this one up here. And you can see how thin these cases are getting right here. These mating surfaces. Little by little, I take more off the inside and the outside, and I have no idea if this is really going to work, because my first one, there is nobody that's done it around me that can show me. I'm a lone haole out here in the mainland that's pretending I'm as good as Hawaiian engineers, which, believe me, I'm not.